Hi, everyone. I'm Cecilia Curtis, and I want to welcome you to the Friendship Tour, where we talk about all things friendship. Today's guest is Lisa Clinton. Lisa and I are neighbors and church friends, and I would say that Lisa is a woman's woman. She's the type who speaks freely and honestly, but always with kindness. She never withholds a compliment. She always has an encouraging word, and I just feel welcome, appreciated, and loved in her warm presence. I'll be honest, I think she gets a lot of it from her mom because I literally could have just swapped out the names and that intro would have also fit her
Oh,
mom perfectly. So I think Lisa's great. I think her mom is great. And I'm really glad Lisa's here today. Hey, Lisa.
hi, Cecilia. What a beautiful intro. My goodness. I'm overwhelmed. That was so kind. But
Aw.
that's why we're friends because you're so kind. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I am honored to be a part of the friendship tour. Um, I feel like it's a little bit of my baby too because we had conversations about it when you were thinking about birthing this phenomenal idea that you had. And again, I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yay, I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you said that you feel like it's a little bit your baby too because I always share when I have a guest, I usually share like a favorite friendship moment or the friend shares a favorite friendship moment. And I was going to share that as my favorite friendship moment. You live
Oh,
down the street
that's right.
within walking distance.
Yep.
And it was almost a year ago that I was thinking about the friendship tour and I was really excited about it. And I was getting closer and closer. And I had only shared it with a few people, but I wanted to discuss it with you. So I walked down the street. Actually, I think it was raining. I think I drove that
Yeah, you
day.
may. Yeah.
But I came down to your house and we started talking about it. And the next thing I knew, your mom had made us tea. And somehow the three of us just ended up talking about friendship and what it means to women and what it means at different stages in our lives. And it was just such a beautiful conversation, a beautiful day for me. And I'm always so
Mhm.
thankful when I have those moments with you and with your mom and with your family. But that day was really special because I was really, really excited. And you guys just met me with my excitement. Like you could have just been like, oh, okay, that sounds cute. But you were just in there with me and really
Oh.
excited about it. So thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It was a wonderful day. I don't think you expected all of, we were just sort of spitballing ideas,
Yeah.
and because it was such a great idea, the
Oh,
friendship
thank you.
tour. And again, so happy to help. And it was exciting. And here we are,
Here we are.
season two.
Here we are, season
Look at
two.
you,
Season two.
Cecilia.
Well, that day when we were having our tea and talking, you told me about this amazing group of women who you call your friends. And from time to time, I'll scroll on Facebook and I see you and your girlfriends pop up. You know, sometimes you pop up in coordinating clothes at a winery. Sometimes I see you, at someone's birthday party or at a restaurant. You're always gorgeous, always smiling.
Oh,
And it's really clear just from those pictures and from everything I've ever heard you say about your friends. It's really clear how important friendship is to you. And I would say friendship is important to a lot of women, but
mhm.
so many women are struggling with making friends or creating those deeper friendships. I hear that over and over again. I know plenty of people, I have plenty of acquaintances, but
Right.
people are really longing for those deeper relationships. And I'm hoping you can help me understand that. I mean, like, first of all, what are deep relationships? What do you think characterizes a deep friendship?
Mm. Um, I think a deep relationship. Oh, that's a huge question. Um, I would say mutual trust, mutual understanding of one another. Um, I think the most important thing is you have to be vulnerable.
Hmm.
I go into situations, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I That's just the way I am. And I know everyone's not like that. So this is Lisa. I go in as an open book and I welcome anyone. Now, that doesn't mean everyone can get into my intimate circle, if you will, but you have to be open and you have to give people a chance to for you to be there for them.
Hmm.
And I think that's hard for a lot of people. I think my current core right now, who I call my Solano County core, um, we all met through our children.
Hmm.
Our kids went to the same school, and there was one mom, my girlfriend Kima. Every morning we drove up at the same time. Every morning, dropping off our kids, and we'd always say good morning, and that was, but every morning, same time, dropping off our kids. She has three sons. I had my two kids, and we were just on the same schedule. And I was a stay-home mom, so I had on workout clothes. She was a career woman, is a career woman, and looked like she stepped out of Vogue every morning. And one day I just said to her, "You are stunningly gorgeous every day."
Hmm.
And that was sort of the opening. Her middle son and my youngest were in the same preschool class. And the fast friendship just began because of our children, and then just the other moms. We all just developed this friendship that evolved into a sisterhood, and I think it was because we were all vulnerable. When they needed help, if they were running late picking up their kids, they would call me and say, "I'm in traffic. Can you pick up my
Hmm.
son or my daughter?" Of course I can. Or if because I was a stay home mom, if their child got sick at school and they were working in San Francisco or working in Marin County, they would call me. "Can you pick up?" Of course I can. So there was this give and take, there was this vulnerability, there was this authenticity that we had, that's been over 2 decades now. And so I think the understanding, the emotional support, um, you have to be connected to yourself before you can connect with other people. And we shared the same goals, the same values. Um, we shared the same spirituality. And so those characteristics, we just built upon those characteristics. So I know when people see us on social, and social media is a blessing and a curse, I think.
True.
Because I think people can see, the turn up, as it's called, and it can be fake and phony, and you want people to think, oh, that my life is so perfect because I'm girls tripping in Cabo, and it's not always like that. My core group, it is what you see. We
Yeah.
love each other, we respect one another, we have fun together, we laugh together, we cry together, because we've all been through life, has been lifing for all of us, at
Yeah.
one point or another. And that group that you see have been there for me in ways you just can't imagine. And I'm so happy that I could be there for them, for their families, for their children. So it's a deep connection that we all have. What you don't see on social media is because I have friends other than my Solano County core, but I have friends. My friend Angela, we have been best friends since the second grade, and my friend Debbie. My friend Debbie lives in New York. She's lived in New York since she graduated college, so 20 years, um, or more than 20 years. We have never lost touch. Sh- they have always been right there. We don't see each other as much because Debbie's in New York and Angela is in Contra Costa County. And then my two other friends, high school, we've been best friends since high school, Andrea and Alicia, they're in Oakland and Hayward. So we don't see each other as much, but when we do see each other, we just pick up from where we left off. They are phenomenal women, mothers, wives, and the bond just gets stronger year after year after year. And um, again, I'm just so blessed that I have these people in my life.
And I'm happy you have those people. I think I said at the beginning, you're a woman's woman. So I'm not surprised that you have those people near and far because I know how warm and welcoming you are. So if I'm hearing you correctly, a deep friendship is one where you can kind of ride life's ups and downs together. You're there to support one another.
Oh, yeah.
There's trust and vulnerability that the relationship is built upon. But
Yes.
you also said something that I want to go back to for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
You said you have to kind of, I don't remember how you phrased it, but
Mm-hmm.
you said you have to be in touch with yourself or know who you are, something like that, to have these deep friendships. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, you have to. I just don't think that, and again, I'm no expert. This is just, I call them Lisa isms.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think one can be connected to other people in a positive way if they aren't connected with themselves.
Hmm.
And for me, it starts with my spirituality. It starts with my connection with Christ Jesus. That's where it starts with
Hmm.
me. And so that dictates, if you will, my values, um, my goals in life, and they align with the women in my life. You know, we have our spouses and we have our parents and we have our children, and that's wonderful. Um, but when you have, and you don't need a group of friends like I have. You could have just one person where your connectivity where are aligned.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that, the sky's the limit with how far that friendship can deepen. The mutual respect. You'll have that consistent connection, which is what I've had with my friends. This consistent connection that I don't think I would have if I weren't connected myself.
Yeah. If you don't know what you want out of life, if you don't know
Correct.
what you believe, if you don't know who you are, it's tough to
Yeah,
then expect other people to get you if you don't
exactly.
know who you are yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can have, go out with women, you can have, your brunch buddies, you can have, but that's just superficial. That's just,
Yes.
okay, yeah, we went out, we had brunch, we laughed, we talked, and then, but do I really connect with that person?
Yeah.
Is, can I really trust that person? Or are they just someone I can just hang out with? Well,
Yeah.
I don't thrive in that just, oh, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
That's just not me. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, I just want to go out and have fun. I'm not trying to make friends. I'm just, and that's fine. I just find that if you're in my life, um, you're in my life for a reason. And I want to be that vulnerable person and that open person and let you know that I'm here for you. Um, I guess I want that intentional communication.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do know that a lot of people are looking for the brunch buddy. They want someone they can get dressed up with. They want someone they can go to the tea and wear the cute hat. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not downing those things, but I think I hear more and more that I have someone to go to brunch with. What I don't have is someone who I can call when I had a really bad day. And I think
Exactly.
that's why people are feeling alone and disconnected and down, and like community is lacking. People have all these, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but these superficial
Oh,
relationships
yeah.
where you know what's on the surface, but you need someone who's there for the deeper you, who's there for when you just have on the sweatpants and you
Right.
just need to be real with someone. Yeah,
Exactly.
I get it.
Yes. And I'm so blessed. I My friend Rhonda, I was really going through it a few years ago.
Hmm.
And my friend Rhonda, who lived around the corner, she's like, I got you. Whatever you need. We 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 need to we need to do X, Y, and Z. That's what we're gonna do. And my Solano County sisters were at my house supporting me and loving on me and crying with me. And it was a dark time.
Yeah,
And they were all there. They were all there. And so
yeah,
that's when you take stock of the blessings in your life and you look back. And I think that that's part of my Christian journey, my Christian walk, is you look back and you see how God has blessed you in your darkest times. Um, I was critically ill several years ago. I was living in Atlanta, and I was critically ill. And my high school friends, Angela, Alicia, Andrea, and Debbie, who were all at this time on the West Coast,
hmm,
and it was around Christmas when I became critically ill. And they all left their families the day before Christmas and flew to Atlanta to be with me. And we had Christmas in my hospital room.
wow,
That's the kinds of deep friendships that I have. And
yeah,
again, it starts. It's two way. It's twofold. That's the kind of friends I have. That's the kind of friend I am to them, and will continue to be for them. So it's not all, fun and selfies and
yeah,
vacations. It's they're there for you in the good times and the bad.
yeah. I you said one phrase
Mm.
that I think will stick with me um, after this episode. You said that you were going through this dark time, and your friend said, I got you. And it's just such a simple expression, but it means so, so much. And I remember years ago when my kids were really, really little, um, just feeling like I needed help. I just needed help. And I wanted
Mhm.
to go out. I wanted to leave the house. My husband and I hadn't been to dinner in a long time. And this wasn't even exactly a friend, it was someone from the community. But I reached out to her and I said, can you please like come watch the kids? And she's like, yep, sure. Okay. And I said, I'll be gone for maybe an hour and a half, maybe two. And while I was gone, I was having a great time and I wasn't ready to go home. I just wasn't.
Right.
So I sent her a message. My husband and I were together at this point, and I sent her a message like, could we just stay out a little longer? And she responded and said, I got you. And I remember seeing her text message with those three words, and tears just came to my eyes because it's such a nice feeling to know that someone has you, you know?
Yes.
And I think that's what people mean, what they feel, what they're longing for when they say they want a deep relationship. It may be one person. If you have one person like that, you are truly blessed. It may be
Yes.
five people. You are still truly blessed. But I think that's what people are expressing. They just want someone when life is up or when life is down who's like, I got you. I
But
got
see,
you.
you were vulnerable. You
Mm,
took the chance for someone to be there for you.
hmm.
And I think that's what we don't do. That's what women don't do. Um, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, and you
Please.
can edit it if you. Um, about, well, my gosh, how old's Elijah now?
Or,
Okay, so it's maybe 2 years ago, if not more than that. Um, you were presenting to your CEO, or you were presenting to your board or something,
hmm
and you needed someone to watch Elijah for an hour.
hmm
And you called me and you said, "Can you come over? I just need 45 minutes." And I'm like, "Of course."
yeah.
And I was so happy that you thought to ask.
Hmm.
Again, you have to be vulnerable. You have to open up and let people know, okay, I need help. And I was so glad that you did that. You and I don't talk every day,
Right.
but I know you're around the corner, and I hope you know or I guess down the street, that
hmm
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
whatever you need. But you were vulnerable at that time, and you allowed me to help you. And I think
Yeah.
that's what we need to do more.
And thank you for helping me
You're welcome.
because those work from home days with a kid who's sick, I don't remember what the situation was, but
Yeah,
he
I
was
don't either. But
unexpectedly here and I didn't have childcare and I did have a big meeting. So
yeah,
thank you for being there for me.
it
Thank
was
you.
wonderful.
And your mom did the same thing with my oldest son. I remember calling her probably 4 years before that, being like, can you please help? I have a meeting and my son is at home.
Oh,
So,
okay. Now I thought that was Nina. Was that Mary Ellen?
oh, Nina helped too.
Oh, okay, okay.
So your
It
whole
takes a
family,
village.
it takes a village, it takes a community. All of you
Right,
have, I have 3 kids, so it may have been each kid got a different
right.
woman from your family. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for how people have helped in my time of need. I really truly am.
That's that's wonderful.
So I was going to ask you, what advice do you have for women um, who are trying to connect more deeply? And I'm already hearing some of the things you've said. You know, you said you have to be vulnerable. You have to tell people when the stuff isn't going as expected. You
Hmm.
have to be willing to ask for help because it's in those times of vulnerability that some of those deeper relationships are formed. But what other advice do you have?
I touched on I forget what I call it. Intentional communication, I think, is what I
Okay.
penned it. Um, if you surround yourself with, let's say, like-minded people, um, then that's those are the people who you'll meet. You and I met at church,
Mhm.
and we instantly clicked.
Mhm.
So, you know, women say they don't meet women like them. Well, I would ask, where are you going? Where are you hanging out? Where are you spending
Right.
your time? Um, that dictates the kind of people that you're going to meet.
Mm.
Um, my core I met when I was a child, and then when my children were in school, and I met their phenomenal their friends' mothers.
Right.
Um, so I would ask anyone who was thinking, how can I connect with someone whose values align with mine? Um, where are you spending your time? Church
Great
is a
question.
church is a great place. If you're at the club every week, I don't know. I
Right.
don't know if that's, not knocking the club, but I'm just saying, that may not be where you'll meet people with aligned goals and values and that sort of thing.
Right. And I would say be consistent. You know, I think some people get discouraged if they, first of all, don't go to church just to meet friends, but if you're going and you're hoping that friendships will be formed,
Of course.
some
Yes.
degree of consistency helps. So if you go to, this church for a few weeks, and then you go to another one for another few weeks, you're probably not going to establish those relationships. It helps to see people over and over and over again. It might
Yes.
take a year
It might take,
before it might
yes.
take a year. It might take six. I feel like we've been at our current church almost 9 years, and I'm just getting to know people. I
Hmm.
met you pretty early on,
Yeah.
but I was really in that baby mode for
Right.
years. So we just didn't do a lot of stuff. And now I'm getting to know people a little bit better. So I think it takes getting out there, going to places where you might meet like minded people,
Hmm.
being consistent, showing up, being vulnerable. Um, there's no one size fits all, but I
Right.
think you've
And
said
it's
some
not
really good
just,
stuff.
to your point, it's not just going to church. It's
Yes.
when you get involved in church,
Yes.
that's when you meet wonderful people.
Right.
I remember my kids were in the children's choir. And so, they're rehearsing, and then all the parents are just sort of sitting and talking, and choir rehearsal when they had it was every, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. And so you
Yeah.
knew you were going to see these people, these moms and dads, every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Um, so you can't just go to church. To your point, you have to get involved,
Yeah.
and when you go to church, you don't just get up and leave. You fellowship. That's how.
Hmm.
That's what helped us a lot. I shouldn't say helped us, but how we met a lot of people. Like after church,
Right.
you just fellowship for a while, and Bible study. We made great friends at our church through Bible study. So you have to put in a little work, but again, that you're connected to something, and so is that other person,
Right. Right.
and that could potentially forge that relationship.
Yeah. I will say there are plenty of people listening who maybe that's not the right advice for them.
Hmm.
Maybe they're not a member of a local church or community of faith, but
Hmm.
that has certainly worked for me. That's been a huge part of my life and developing really solid girlfriends.
Yeah.
But I would say if that's not your thing, still look around and see where you can meet other positive people.
Oh,
Maybe
of course.
I would say just still look around and see what else is out there that would be really positive.
Volunteering is
Yes.
a wonderful way.
Hmm.
Um, Volunteering, um, attending charitable functions, charitable events.
Right.
You meet wonderful people who care about other people who, again, that their goals in life and their objectives are aligned with yours.
Right.
Um, those two things, volunteering anywhere,
Yeah.
um, and going to charitable events.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't belong to a local church, I encourage you to find one. But in the meantime, there are other options, most
There are.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lisa. I knew you would be the perfect person to talk to because I know how strongly you feel about your core group of women. I mean, I know you have a sister, but I know that these women are not just your friends, they're like your sisters. I know you've
They
been
are.
through a lot together, and I know how much you love them. So, thank you for helping me understand what people are seeking. I think we all want those types of friendships. And I'm so happy that you have that type of support in your life. And I really hope and pray, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I hope and pray every woman who's listening who wants that type of friendship doesn't have to be 10 women,
Does
maybe
not.
just the one. I really hope and pray that if someone is listening and longing for that deeper friendship, I really hope that she finds it. So,
I do
thank you,
too.
Lisa. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I absolutely love you.
I
And
love you too.
I owe you some tea. So next time you come up here and I'll get the teapot going.
I'll walk to your house for tea.
Okay. Sounds
Thank
good. Thanks. Talk to you
you.
soon.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.